chose to do my final paper and presentation on aging and specifically on dementia. As I thought and prayed through the topic that would be best for me, this one stood out far above the rest. One reason that I was drawn to this topic is that my dad is at the beginning stages of dementia. I did one other paper on this topic, but went a different direction this time and learned some new things. Aging is a normal process in life if we live long enough to experience that process. We can resist it, or we can embrace it with all the mountains and valleys. This is much easier said when suffering physically, but when we begin losing control of our minds, it is much more difficult. The preparation that we allow God to do in our earlier years will impact our later years. Every moment that He gives us breath is preparation for the future, not only here on earth, but also for our heavenly home. There are many types of dementia. Some are reversible and others are not. The ones I'm going to talk about today are not reversible. Alzheimer's disease is one of the main types of which there is no known cause. Clumps of protein and fibrous tangles are usually found on the brain with this disease. Vascular dementia occurs from damaged blood vessels. Lewy body dementia is where there are clumps of protein found on the brain, and is the fastest growing dementia. There is also frontotemporal dementia, where there is a breakdown of the nerve cells in the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain. Mixed dementia is a combination of Alzheimer's, vascular, and Lewy body, and they are still doing research on this type. Dementia can affect many areas of the body and make it very difficult to function. There are a variety of cognitive signs to be aware of. Some of those are memory loss, inability to find the right words or to communicate clearly, trouble with problem solving, and confusion. There are also some psychological signs, such as personality change, depression, and anxiety. I have known several people who have or have had dementia, the Alzheimer's type, and their personalities didn't actually change, but they intensified. So, for example, my dad has recently been diagnosed with dementia, and for most of his adult life, he has been an angry man. So, since his diagnosis, we have actually noticed that he has become angrier. So, everybody's body and mind will deal with and react to this disease differently. During my research, I have learned so much about the brain. In fact, the pictures don't even do it justice, because there is truly the function of the brain is beyond what we can completely understand. In the book I was reading, When the Brain Dies First, Haidt says, inside your skull lies the most complex structure in the known universe. This is just the brain, and we still say there's no God. That is such a strange statement to me. There are so many things in just our body alone that is evidence of a divine creator. In Psalms 139, 14 through 15, it says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. It is just as important for the caregivers to have support as it is for the individual with dementia to be taken care of. In fact, I would say that it is more important for the caregiver to have the support, because if they don't have the proper support, then they are not going to be able to take care of their loved one. They need to be supported physically, emotionally, financially, and mentally, and I would add spiritually. There are many organizations that offer this much needed support, and one of these is the Alzheimer's Association. On the Alzheimer's Association website, they gave a few quick facts. Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. In the book I was reading about the brain, the author actually said at one point it was the 4th. Over 5 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's. 1 in 3 seniors dies from Alzheimer's or another type of dementia. And in 2015, more than 15 million caregivers provided an estimated 18.1 billion hours of unpaid care to their loved ones, the very reason that they need the necessary support. Every 66 seconds, someone in the United States develops this disease. In 2016, Alzheimer's and other dementias will cost the nation $236 billion. And dementia kills more than breast and prostate cancer combined. The Alzheimer's Association is a great resource. Their mission is to eliminate Alzheimer's disease through the advancement of research to provide and enhance care and support for all affected, and to reduce the risk of dementia through the promotion of brain health. You can also find a location in your area. They have educational information about the disease in the brain, clinical studies, information on living with the disease, research, support groups, helpline, and much more. I think it is very important that we learn how to love those around us with dementia. This will require a little bit different kind of love. In Matthew 22:36-39, Jesus says, "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" And he said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." This has been one of my most interesting research papers I've written, and I look forward to see if God has a future for me in supporting families experiencing this disease. Thank you.